Oscar, Brock used to talk so much about setting the example for the tight end room with his work ethic, things like that. How would you try to take on that mold now that you're the oldest guy in that room?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of taking the things that I've learned from my freshman and sophomore year and watching Brock and Darnell practice and just kind of the standard that we hold here and kind of really just, making sure you're at the front of every line and kind of giving your all every rep you take out there, and whether it's Indy or in a team run period or anything, and just kind of, being coachable and things like that.
Does it feel strange that you're all of a sudden the oldest guy here after being behind Brock the past couple years?
Yeah, it's crazy. I remember right when I got here my first spring and how crazy that is for a freshman to go through. So I kind of know what all those guys are going through and how they're feeling. But it's definitely it's different to be on the other side of things finally.
Yeah, how have you seen Carson grow and change from last spring where he was competing to be the starting quarterback to this spring where he is obviously the entrenched starter?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just he's getting more comfortable every time you're out there with him. And I mean, he looks like he's just having fun just being him, and he's making crazy throws that everyone knew he could always make. But now I think he has like the confidence to finally do that every play. And like he already had that, but I mean, it's just more comfortable, and it's his offense, and he's leading it, and you can tell he is.
Oscar, what are your early impressions of Jayden and Colton? And just, you talked about what it's like as a freshman. What kind of advice do you have for those guys going through their first spring?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot coming at you with our offense and everything. And I just remember when I went through that and how I felt, how it was, and they're doing really well. I mean, they're coming in, they're watching film, they're learning. It's not easy as a freshman, but they're going to be really good players.
Oscar, Kirby was talking and making last night, and he told a story about power clean in 315. For one, when he was a player. For one, when he was a sophomore. Can you put that into perspective for people that don't lift weights, just for a guy his size to power clean 315? And then two, what does it mean that your coach played the game at this level, and how much of a part of the Kirby persona does that play into who he is, that he was a player here like you guys?
Yeah, I mean, for the first part of the question, I mean, that's a crazy amount of weight to be thrown around and thrown on your shoulders. And I mean, we've got, for instance, I mean, there's a lot of schools around the world where linemen are barely doing that. So I mean, that's crazy for a guy that size doing that. But also, I mean, just having a coach that's been here and done it, it kind of lets you know that you trust him. I mean, we already trusted him, but it's just like things like that, you feel better about it. I mean, you know that he went through what we went through at one point, and he tells us stories about everything that he's done here and just kind of what we're doing and comparing the things. So I mean, it feels good to know that he's been through it, and a lot of our other coaches on the staff have also.
What are some of the biggest things that you've learned from watching Brock and the time y'all have spent together, and just what he's capable of on the field?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing that I've taken away from him and things that he's taught me is just like, I've never seen the guy really take off a play, and I think that's the way that you need to practice here and how to grow as a player, and that's kind of why he did the things he did. I mean, he never wasted a play or wasted an opportunity, and he always made the most of everything.
Obviously, y'all are adding another tight end to the room after the spring. Just what have your impressions been? Watching highlights, I assume, and then what have your interactions been like with Ben?
Yeah, I mean, I met him briefly when he was on his visit here, so he seemed like a super cool dude. I'm excited to get to know him. I mean, he's obviously a good player because we wouldn't be recruiting him if he wasn't. So I'm excited to kind of have him in our room and get to share the next season with him.
Can you talk about what it takes to develop kind of a chemistry and intuition with the quarterback, connection there, especially, with your position, you block, but you also catch. So just kind of what goes into building a relationship with Carson where you can kind of know what each other's thinking.
Yeah, it really just comes down to trust. I mean, just making the right decision, the right reads on every play so he knows where I'm going to be. And when he thinks I'm going to be somewhere, if I'm there, it kind of just builds that slowly. So, I mean, just making the right decisions over a certain amount of time and making those catches and just kind of doing things over and over and over again together.
Oscar, what do you think the tight end's role in this offense is, without Brock? That people talk about him as a generational talent. If you guys have something as a group to prove to coaches that that the personnel groupings that go out there need to include, two tight ends a lot and that kind of thing?
I mean, I think it's kind of just been our new standard here in the tight end room. I think Brock helped set that, and I think that we got to definitely uphold it, but the coaches aren't treating us any different. I mean, we're doing the same things that we've been doing the previous seasons and what they've been telling us since we got here, and we just got to keep making plays and doing things that we know we're capable of, that all the coaches know we're capable of also, and I think that it's going to be pretty much the same. I mean, just, we're a passing offense, and they like the tight ends a lot, and we're going to go a lot of 12 personnel hopefully this year and continue that, and I don't see any change.
Yeah, how have you seen Jaylen Walker progress in his time in the program, both as an outside linebacker but also as an inside linebacker as well?
Yeah, I mean, he's a freak athlete. I mean, you could put him anywhere on the defense, and he's going to make plays. I really don't even know where he's at half the time because he's moving around and always doing things like that. But he's just such a talented player, and he's going to be really good this year for us. And just like I said, you can put him anywhere. And what he's done at outside linebacker, on the D-line or D-end, he's doing that everywhere. So he's going to be a really good player for us this year.
What have you seen from Pierce Berlin, and what did you say to him when he told everybody he basically didn't hang up his cleats?
Yeah, I mean, it's heartbreaking. I mean, a guy that we kind of consider our brothers. I mean, we're with every single day, and I've known Pierce for a while, and to kind of hear that, it really sucked, and it was really shocking. I don't think anyone was expecting it, but luckily he's still been around with all of us. I mean, he's in all of our meetings, still having fun with us, hanging out with us, and out there on the field talking with us. So, I mean, he's gonna be a part of this family no matter what, and he's gonna kind of take on that coaching role now. But it's terrible. You don't want to see anyone ever go through that. But I mean, I think it was the right decision that he had to make with his family, and we're just glad to still have him out there with us.
Oscar, you were talking about Jaylen being a freak athlete. The Georgia tight end room's kind of filled with freaks too, in terms of the mismatches you guys create, and the different, opportunities you give the offense with your versatility. Can you talk about how Georgia's made that position so dynamic, and when you bring your lunch pail to work every day, what does it mean to be a Georgia tight end now with that standard?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just comes down to all the guys that the coaches recruit to come play tight end here. I mean, they know that we can all run and catch, and we can also get down on the offensive line and block those big guys. So, I mean, it really all, in my opinion, starts with how physical we are and how well we block, and we kind of earn all the extra, the catching and running routes. That's like extra fruits of the labor. But I mean, we got guys in that room that can do anything, and the coaches know that, so they're going to use us for everything.
Oscar, as one of the older guys this year, what are the things you want to improve on during the spring? What are the areas you're really focused on to try to get better before spring practice ends?
Yeah, I mean, really everywhere, but I mean, mainly I've been focused on just being more consistent catching the ball, and the yards after catch and just fight through contact, thing like that. I also want to just clean up my footwork even more in the run game, and my pad level, and play with my hands, just making sure I run through contact. So, I mean, really everything, but probably the most I was working on getting on the jugs machine, just being more consistent catching the ball in those contested catches.
Hey, Oscar. I wanted to ask about Lawson Lucky. Obviously, a bit more of an expanded role, especially with guys going down and having to graduate, obviously. But what have you kind of seen from him this spring, and what steps has he kind of taken so far?
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing well. He's not scared to go out there and compete, and he makes a lot of plays. I mean, he's been turning a lot of heads, and he's been having a good spring so far, and I'm excited to play with him this year.
Did you get a chance to go to Indianapolis during Combine Week, and what was that experience like for you?
I did. I went to the symposium with me and Michael. Got to go up there and kind of learn about. It was more of a kind of what to know or what to get ready for next year or the year after that. Whenever either of us kind of hopefully can decide to go up for that, and just kind of the questions to be prepared for, and just kind of how to really be prepared for that next level, and what to do with kind of all the financial and just the smarts of it all. So it was really cool to get up there and kind of see some of the guys, but we were mostly just with other college athletes that were up there. So it was really cool to get to go up there and kind of talk to some of those people that you see on TV and you hear about. So it was really fun.
So we've been told a lot about Jared Wilson's athleticism and stuff like that. We were also told by Smart he might be faster than a couple of you guys tight ends. Have you guys threatened to or tried to race him yet? And if so, who maybe came out on top in that?
No, I mean, he's definitely fast, but I don't think he's got any of the tight ends yet. I mean, I see him out there hitting crazy numbers on the GPS for a lineman, and he's fast. I mean, he's definitely run faster than some of us, maybe on some certain practice days, but I mean, he's going to be a really good player for us, but I don't know if he's got any of us yet.
One more question.
What is it like going up against Chazz Surratt? What kind of challenges does he give you when you know that's your guy to pick up?
Yeah, I mean, you know, every time you're going against him, you're getting his best effort. He's going 100% every time you're going against him. So you got to be ready and bring it all with you every time you go. I mean, he's a really good player also. He's a competitor, and he does not like losing reps. So you got to be ready every time you're going against Chazz.
Thank you, Oscar.
Thanks, Oscar.
Thank you.
There you go.